I look crazy, but it don't matter because I got something I gotta get off my chest. Really, ladies, like, this is just what I want to say, like, because it's getting crazy. Like, the situation is getting hectic. And the situation is these F-boys. Like, they're really taking over. Like, they're really trying to run the world. And we cannot let that happen, ladies. We cannot. Ladies, like, what I'm saying is, if you're going to mess with an F-boy, you're going to realize that you're going to have to pay a tax. And what I mean by tax is, it's going to cost you some money. It's not only going to cost you money, it's going to mess with your mental state. You're going to be either gaining weight or losing weight. Because nothing in your life is going to be consistent. Everything is going to be shaky from here on out. And sis, situations with dealing and messing with an F-boy. So, first, you know, they play that good guy, sweet role. They want to say, so what do you look for in a man? Then they play the role and they try to be that. But ladies, you know what? They can only be that fake person, Denzel, fake Denzel, like the Allstate guy. They can only be that person for so long. Soon, their true colors are going to emerge. And when that red flag, when that flies, when it emerges, when you see it, sis, this is your chance to run. And when I say run, do not look back. Do not look back. But if you do decide to move forward, remember, you're going to be paying that tax, that F-boy tax, for sure. For sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Sis, so now you find yourself on the next level of dating an F-boy. So you ignored the red flag. It's that red flag, that feeling, that gut feeling, that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like just something ain't right, like something's wrong, you know? If you're smart, you do a criminal background check on this man at this point. You know, you don't know what type of issues or problems or criminal history, mental health history, body count. You don't know none of this. You're supposed to proceed with caution, ladies. Now, women with high self-esteem, they can detect the F-boy from miles away. But women without high self-esteem, sorry to say, ladies, but it's hard. It's hard for you to walk away from F-boys. And also women that didn't get as much attention as they should have as kids. It's hard because they might just absorb all that attention. And that's what an F-boy is going to give you at first. Because that's really honestly probably all they have to offer. That and the D. Not to dwell too deeply on this subject, but like I said, F-boys usually, you know, at first they get all clingy to you and act like you're the most important thing in their world, in their universe. Sis, it's all a hoax. Then they drop that D off. They make sure, because this is all they pretty much have to offer. They make sure they put it down right, ladies. Put it down right. But ladies, think about it. They're putting it down right. So you know they had a lot of practice. They had a lot of practice learning those moves. Just remember that. So now you're deep in. And somehow you just was like, I don't even really like him like that. I was just using him for the sex and, you know. But it's deeper than that. Then you find, like, yourself in situations you don't even really want to be in. Like, you're, like, on girlfriend time, but he hasn't really earned that. He hasn't even taken you out on a date yet. Come on, sis. Get it together. It's 2021. I know it's COVID season and all that, but, you know, we don't do Netflix and chill. We don't do that. We don't. No, we're not doing that. Situationship, and you don't really know how to get out of it, but you kind of don't want to get out of it at the same time because you're confused. Yeah, I'm confused too. Dating is a game. You must treat it like a game. Sis, everything you work for, your apartment, your car, or your house, the food in your fridge, the clothes on your back, the shoes on your feet, and you're just going to give this man access to all of that, and he has not earned it. You know, wholeheartedly, you know when a man earns that. And a lot of these men, they're not earning that. We are forgetting as women that we are the prize. The man is not the prize. Stop giving men access to all these things. Your house, your car, your kids, your food. A chance to take from you, and you barely know him. And he has not earned the right for access to your house. He hasn't earned that right. Be a woman of high value. If you truly value yourself, you will stop dating F-boys. And it's not asking too much. It's not asking too much for a man to take you on a date. It's not asking too much for a man to open the door for you. It's not asking too much for a man to communicate. It's not asking too much for a man to communicate with you. Listen. You're not playing the game right. You're not. If you're giving these men access to all these things, if you're giving a man access to your body, and he can't even communicate with you, sis, you need to raise your standards. Because you're better than that. You're worth more. And that's where self-love comes in. And I definitely need to make a video on self-love. But yeah. You have to love yourself enough to walk away from these type of situationships. When you're feeling like miserable or negative emotions, when you're feeling negative emotions way more than you're feeling positive emotions around somebody, it's time to walk away. Excuse me. Walk away because they're not adding value to your life. They're taken away at this point. And I don't know about you, sis, but I can't afford to take any L's. I want all wins in 2021. I honestly can't think of anybody off the top of my head that, you know, has found a real genuine relationship out of dating an F-boy. And somehow, ladies, their problems start becoming your problems. Yo, bae, my car's broke down. Can I get a ride to work? Sis, stop there. Would that man help you find rides to work if your car was broken down? Half the time, most of these F-boys don't even have cars. Somehow, their problems become your problems. They're moving in. They're moving in your house because this is what F-boys do. They go from house to house. They never have, they don't ever have their own houses. They just move in with ladies. They just move in with other women. They don't plan for the future. They live for the here and now. They live in the moment. They're going to spend that money. They're going to get. They hardly ever have money, but when they do get money, when they get that little stimulus check, when they get that little tax return for working 2 months, because F-boys, they don't hold jobs down. That's not them. They don't do that. Anyways, when they get that money, they spend it on stupid stuff, like, because they want to stunt. They want to feel special. They get their money and they spend it on some Balenciagas or like a Ferragamo belt or something. Something stupid. They don't invest it in anything or buy something important, like a car. No, God forbid they buy a car. Or get an apartment. No, they won't get an apartment. This is what F-boys do. And then women, we find ourselves in the position. Now we got us a project. Sis, we don't need no projects. We graduated already. We been did that. We done. Like, we don't need a project. You're a single mother. You don't need another kid. That's the last thing you need, sis, is a project. Some days you struggle to motivate yourself. What you look like, sis, come on. What you look like motivating a grown man that don't want to help himself? Then this is where the reverse psychology comes in. In real life, they're not doing nothing to better themselves. In real life, they're not doing nothing. Nothing, sis. Nothing, ladies. Like, do you hear me? They're not doing nothing to better themselves. But then they want to come at your accomplishments, what you have done. They want to come at your house. Oh, your house is never clean. Other chicks I dated, I didn't even have to tell them how to clean the house or when to cook dinner. And he come up in your house, sis, trying to tell you how to live, trying to belittle you and your accomplishments. And he hasn't paid not one bill, sis. Ain't brought one grocery in the house. And now, you feel uncomfortable in your own house. Your own house, sis. How you gonna feel uncomfortable in your own house? Now you got a real problem now, sis. And this is a serious matter. You got to get the F-boy out your crib. Get the F-boy out your criz. You gotta get him out your house. And do this at any means. Like, sis, when someone makes you feel uncomfortable in your own house, that means they don't have no place in your house. They never did. And if you would have went all the way back, you can rewind this video all the way back to the beginning when I told you that they're going to throw out that red flag. So you at the point where there's been a jillion red flags and now you're in too deep. Time to take the trash out, sis. Now you really gotta figure out a way to get this man out your house with minimal damage. But there's always going to be some damage. There's going to be some chaos because most F-boys are narcissists. And when you break up with a narcissist, that's the worst breakup. Expect them to do and act like an F-boy. They're going to have female tendencies. They might just do some stuff just to do it. They might steal your wigs. Oh, I don't want her looking fly. Let me take her wigs real quick. She won't break up with me. This is what you deal with when you date F-boys. So you must seek support from friends and family at this point, because I forgot to mention that most F-boys are abusive and controlling. And if stuff doesn't go their way, they tend to have temper tantrums. And these are never fun. So you might have to stay a night or two at your parents' house. Hopefully this F-boy is not already putting hands on you. When you break up with him, this might be the thing that sends him over the edge. So congratulations, you did it. You got rid of the F-boy. That's exciting. But let's go back to that tax I told you that you would have to pay. Sis, do you know how much money you spent on clothing an F-boy, feeding an F-boy, and watering him? Did he wreck your car? Did he steal your car? What other taxes are you paying from the relationship? Did he steal money from you? Did he take things from your kids? Not including your mental state, because right now you're probably distraught, feeling down, probably don't like yourself too much. You may even feel some type of embarrassment for letting yourself get involved with this person to begin with. I know, sis, it hurts. You know, you might actually have feelings for him. You might actually wish the best for that person. But sis, it was never going to work to begin with. And I can't tell you when you're going to be done messing with F-boys, because a new one emerges every single day and be in your face. But I can tell you that when you truly love yourself and respect yourself, you going to put them blockers up like, not today. You won't put them blockers up against these type of men. And I'm not saying that women can't be F-girls, because they are. They're out there. But I can only speak on my experiences. Dating is a big game. You gotta play the game very smart and calculated. And if you are not ready to play the game, take some time. It is wonderful. It is wonderful being single, you know. Every person needs that season of singleness. It builds character, you know. It shows you who you are, what you want, what you're expecting in a relationship, and what you're willing to put out into a relationship. And that's important. And this is Jazz Excess, signing out. Until next time, live in excess.